Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. 1M by 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator in the world. We work on tech and tech-enabled services startups only. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we have been doing these free mentoring roundtables for a long time. Since the fall of 2008, we started with an experiment with online mentoring, and that then blossomed into the full-scale 1M1M program. And this is our 706th session. We have had over 300,000 people participate in these programs, and we basically do entrepreneurship development virtually and helping entrepreneurs with mentoring and support resources day in and day out. That's our work. Recently, we have introduced an AI mentor, My Digital Mind, and you can try it out. Maureen will put the link is on your screen, but Maureen will put it in the public chat as well so that you can click through. And it is trained on 20 years of my writings, recordings of all these mentoring sessions, 700 some mentoring sessions, and more. We have a lot of the entire curriculum, the 1M1M curriculum, case studies, everything is in this digital mentor. So you can basically get input from my digital mind on your schedule, 24/7, safe, private, one-on-one. So try it out. Today we're going to start this session with a conversation with Daniel Ibri, co-founder and managing partner at Mindset Ventures from Brazil. Daniel, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
And so Daniel, we have talked before, and I know a little bit about your venture firm. Of course, we have a lot of different people here, new people, and it's been a while since we last talked. Give us a little summary of your investment thesis, and in particular, we're going to dive down into what's happening in Brazil. How is AI playing out in your corner of the universe? So let's get started with a bit of introduction.
Okay, awesome. So a bit about mindset. So we started about 10 years ago. The thesis has remained the same. So before, I had my first fund years ago, and after my first fund in Brazil, I was managing a corporate fund backed by Microsoft, Qualcomm, and others. And then we started Mindset 10 years ago, and we saw this big opportunity when we started from connecting Brazil or Latin America in general to foreign, tech ecosystems. And we saw that local investors here that we knew wanted to have access to opportunities and deals outside of our region, but they had no access to deal flow because it's, competitive, hard to get into the deals, hard to source potential investments, and also foreign companies that wanted to expand to Brazil or Latin America, and they saw this as a huge, potential market, but they also knew that it's challenging if you don't know the culture, don't speak the language, etc. Right? So mindset actually comes from this idea of building something that is fully international and cross-border. So we still raise the majority of our capital in Brazil, Latin America. I'd say 80% of our money today comes from this market, but we only invest offshore. We are only investing in the US and Israel now, since the beginning, actually. So we don't invest locally here, which is kind of strange, but we only invest outside our region. And then we help these foreign startups expand here if and when it makes sense. It's not a requirement for us to invest in the companies, but it's one of the added values we try to bring to these companies, like helping entrepreneurs here if it makes sense for them to expand. So that's what we've been doing since the beginning in terms of like geography and focus and cross-border. We invest in early stage companies, so usually around Series A, sometimes late seed, sometimes early Series B, anywhere in between. But when companies already have a little bit of traction and revenues and clients, we do all the spectrum of B2B software. So we did, what it means changes over time, to be honest. Like it means actually we don't do hardware, biotech, or consumer, but inside this B2B software spectrum, we did a bunch. So we did a lot in fintech, cybersecurity, SaaS, AI, um, digital health, and others over this year. So now we are teams spread between these three geographies. So we have a team in Israel, we have a team in the US, we have a team here in São Paulo. We raised until today 4 funds. We're managing around $120 million. We invested in about 75 companies over this, almost 10 years now. So that's generally about mindset. Before I touch AI, any questions?
Well, I would like to hear a bit about some case studies of companies you have invested in following this investment thesis that you just described. And what have you learned? Why are they choosing you? And what value are you adding? How are you, playing this investment thesis out?
Awesome, great question. So as you all know, like the markets we're investing are very, very, very competitive, right? And just writing a check is not anyone's differentiation, right? Everybody can write a check. There's funds that are 10x, 100x our size. So what we're trying to do is two things. One is when it makes sense, and it's not for every company to offer this, international expansion is one of the added values. I think this, for some companies that makes sense to expand internationally or to a market like Latin America, this makes a big difference if you're boots on the ground. So this is one of the things. The second thing, we try to be very active and work in partnership with the founders. So we try to be very hands-on and help them, in growth strategies, fundraising, hiring, marketing, etc. So what we've seen, sometimes we're not the biggest check on their cap table, but we are the ones that are more active, more helping these companies, and we're really partnering with the founders to try to help them grow. So that's the second thing. And the third thing that is important is we're not leading the rounds, which is important because we're not competing with the local big VCs, right? So I am never putting the founder in a position where they have to choose between whatever, let's say Andreessen or mindset, because I think the answer is quite obvious, given the size and the breadth. But if they can, pick, let's say Andreessen and get us as a co-investor to join the round with a smaller check, that makes a lot of sense because we're bringing things to the table that these other big guys can't. So we're not leading or co-investing with these guys.
Let me ask a very precise question. In B2B, are you opening doors to specific customers?
A lot of doors, both in Latin America and abroad. So we've been able to help with our network, like even US-based companies in opening contacts with US customers, even being most of our team being here in São Paulo or having a smaller team in the US. So yes, that's one of the main focus, right? Helping companies expand revenues and opening doors to potential customers.
And what kind of customers are the best for, what kind of customers would find the most value in working with Mindset?
I think so. I think obviously the ones that see the best value are the Brazilian ones or the Latin American ones because they have someone here on the ground that speaks the language,
And
knows the culture, and are
Latin
bringing.
American, is there a sector that you specialize in? Is it Latin American financial services companies, CPG? Where in Latin American enterprises do you have the best traction?
I'd say in the financial sector are the best traction. So we're very well connected to the big banks here, to insurance companies, and to others. And these are the companies that have bigger budgets for tech, and they're more tech forward, trying to adopt technology. So if you think that a big part of our portfolio is cybersecurity, for instance,
Okay.
cyber threats are global. So any huge Brazilian or Latin American bank is looking for whatever is best around the world. And we're bringing these types of companies to them.
Okay, cool. All right. That's what I wanted to understand. All right, let's talk about AI. What's happening? What are you seeing? What are you investing
Wow,
in?
so
What would
much.
you like to invest
We,
in?
we have like 5 hours to talk. Like, I think so. Maybe let me separate this in two, right? What's happening with AI in terms of the investment focus and investment
Yeah.
companies and pipeline, and what's happening with AI in our activity, in our day-to-day as a VC,
Okay.
because that's changing as well,
Yeah.
right? So in terms of the companies we're looking at, obviously, like everything now is AI and needs to be AI. Like all the companies need to have some kind of AI embedded. I think the challenge everyone is having is, separating what's real AI or real, you know, tech differentiation and new stuff from, basic AI or wrappers, in the application layer that just wrap around the GPT and, build something, which is very easy to do these days because barriers to entry are so low and cost of developing so low, you can do anything you want by yourself, right?
Yes.
So I think what I really strongly believe in AI. I think there's a huge opportunity. I think the challenge is, finding what's really differentiated, what really has a technology moat or a go-to-market moat. People who understand the tech side, but also know how to scale those companies because all the clients are overwhelmed by hundreds of companies knocking on their doors. So you need to have some differentiation in your sales process or go-to-market process to be able to, you know, uh, uh, gain from the competition that is knocking on the same clients as you are, right? So I think that's one of the things that's very important to us, and also getting out of the valuation hype, right? There's a clearly a valuation hype around AI.
Yeah.
That's less so on the earlier stages and more so on the growth stage. But still, there's some of the companies are completely crazy in terms of like
Yes.
economics and stuff. So trying to find like good deals is not obvious. Like good companies, good teams, good technology differentiation, good go-to-market strategy, decent valuation. Getting to this combination is very, very challenging
Very,
these
very
days,
challenging. Yeah.
and those are very competitive. So getting into competitive deals is also challenging, but that's our job.
Yeah. And what size checks are you trying to write?
Usually we're doing 1.5 to 2 million
I see.
initially, and then we're following over time. Sometimes we double that, triple that over time.
Okay. So I just want to say for those of you who are listening, this point that Daniel just made about LLM wrappers, ChatGPT wrappers, and whatever LLM wrapper um, not having enough moat to attract venture capital, that is a fact. At the same time, please understand that in 1 million by 1 million, we also support bootstrap fund founders very, very heavily. And these are fantastic opportunities for bootstrapped entrepreneurship. As a solo entrepreneur, as a small bootstrap team, you can put something together. And if it's solving a problem and there's a customer base for that wants to solve that problem, you can build very nice businesses writing wrappers on top of ChatGPT. And there are infinite number of niches in which you can do that. And some of them are sizable niches. So I just want to call that out for everybody. And especially since we have such a large base of solo and bootstrap founders, we do support very much in 1 million by 1 million, the ChatGPT wrappers and so on. So
Yeah, and just to echo your point, I 100% agree with you. And I think like, sometimes we think that, doing venture-backed companies and growing stage financing and all that stuff and aiming for an IPO in 10 years is the best strategy. But I honestly don't necessarily agree with that, right? I think for the entrepreneurs, there's different paths to go. Like you don't need to raise venture capital. You can do by yourself. You can be a very successful, very rich, very realized, founder building something by yourself and leveraging AI tools to build like agents, developing code by yourself, even if you're not a great coder, but doing vibe coding and stuff. I think there's so many opportunities these days for it to be a bootstrapped founder, and potentially it will make you even happier or wealthier in the future if you don't have to share your part of your pie with other investors. So I totally agree with your point.
the other point, what you said as a corollary to that is that, the probability of building a unicorn venture, successful, real unicorn venture, not a pseudo unicorn that is stuffed up with liquidation preferences and just has a very high valuation and tons of funding. Those kinds of ventures tend to become either zombicorns or death by overfunding scenarios. Zombicorns
Yeah.
are former unicorns that reach a certain level of revenue and then stall, and then it cannot find an exit and it cannot find further financing. That's the fate of 9 out of 10 venture funded companies. The reality is 96% of the exits in our industry happen at the sub $100 million valuation range. So you're better off building a capital efficient company with an exit price that can make money still at sub $100 million valuation range, which is why the probability of success is much higher for companies that can operate in a capital efficient basis. The ones who go and raise hundreds of millions of dollars, most of them do not succeed. So what is your thesis, Daniel, on B2B AI at the moment? Let's double click down, since B2B is your primary playing ground.
Yeah, so we're looking to, I think, two things mostly. One is AI infra, right? So looking to the infrastructure. So just to give you an example, one of the last companies we invested in the US is a company called OpenLayer. And what OpenLayer is doing is they created an end-to-end platform that helps companies do kind of a quality assurance on their models that developed, either like traditional machine learning models to Gen AI models, all the spectrum, because you need to make sure in a corporate, if you're developing your own models and programs, that this model is not sharing sensitive data, it's not biased in any way that you can't, is using the correct language, is not hallucinating for clients. So making this quality assurance pretty challenging on the back end, and that's what OpenLayer is doing. So that's just an example, like trying to leverage the usability of AI inside big enterprises is a big focus for us. And all the backend tools that enable AI to be used more efficiently inside big enterprises is one of the areas that we're looking very much. And the second thing I would say is more verticalized application layer stuff. So we're trying to avoid the generalistic, horizontal application stuff. But I think on the verticalized is easier to find a differentiation or a moat, if you will, by having proprietary data, proprietary training on the algorithms, a different use case. Sometimes the founder has a very deep experience and connections in that industry. So he built something that is very specific and that generates some kind of differentiation. So that's mostly what we're looking at, like more infrastructure stuff, mostly with the rationale of helping big enterprise enable the usage or benefits of AI inside those corporations, or more verticalized on the application layer.
Great. So here's a question that is very contemporary. As you probably have seen yesterday, Microsoft and OpenAI settled their dispute, and now OpenAI is ready to go public. And the deal that Microsoft has done with OpenAI is until 2032. And as I was reading this deal, I concluded that that means that their combined assessment of AGI is 3 to 8 years. So we were operating, until recently, we were operating with a horizon of 3 to 10 years. It looks like they're closer to AGI than that. And probably within the next 8 years, we have probably AGI hitting the market. How do you factor this possibility in your investment thesis?
That's a very good question. I spoke to a lot of people about this recently, and I heard things anywhere from we already have AGI, but we're just not seeing it.
We don't have AGI
Like,
yet.
I agree, but just saying what I've heard. To we'll get to AGI in 5 years, to get to AGI in 10 years. So it's going to be something around that, right? I think what this leads us is like what will be the next frontier and what actually can create differentiations for these companies, because now barriers to entry in every industry are so low in tech terms. Like it's easier to build AI cost is, going down exponentially. It's easy to vibe code whatever you want. You can use agents for everything. And now with AGI, you have everything, right? So how can you actually build something that is no differentiated enough that can be a leader in a new subsegment? I
Yeah.
think that's a very challenging question. And I think it probably comes down to the next frontiers of where AI will lead us. This can be either, physical AI, which is something interesting to look at, and robotics and stuff. The second thing that I'm thinking a lot these days is like whenever you have the, you know, AGI or whatever, a scalable, very scalable AI into quantum computers in 5 years from now, where this can lead us in terms of disruption of existing industries and business models, right? To be honest, I have no answer to this, but those are things that are
Questions you're
top of my
thinking
mind
about.
that I'm actually thinking about.
So you said earlier on that you would like to discuss how venture capital is changing. We have a little bit of time, and I would like to explore that point a little bit as well. Um, you know, there is one point of view that I have heard from a lot of people, and it may be correct in that, even though we are focused very much on vertical AI right now in the venture capital business, everybody who's doing B2B venture capital, vertical AI is part of their investment thesis. Only the very large funds can play the game of the open AIs and the LLMs and so forth, but mostly the venture capital industry's strategy of playing AI is either, tools and shovels, or which is infrastructure, or vertical AI. And I would put cybersecurity in infrastructure. So, but there is a chance that AGI will make vertical AI irrelevant. That is one possibility that people are contemplating. The other possibility that is very cumbersome is that if AGI hits in the time frame where all these companies that are getting invested in now or have been raising money in the last couple of years in the Gen AI era, when they are maturing and getting ready for exits, all the exit possibilities disappear from the horizon. So these are, I think, existential threats for the venture capital business. How do you think about that?
I agree, and there's another threat that for me is very real. That is like whatever the same thing you're describing, but bring it back to present day. It's like how do you deal with companies? Because imagine companies that we invested, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, right? Those are still going well. Companies are growing. Those are tech companies, but those companies were not created based on AI, right?
That's
And
right.
they were the
Necessarily.
disruptors. Yeah, and they were the disruptors of the incumbents. But now you're seeing some new companies being launched,
Yeah,
kind of solving the same problems with AI in a much more accurate and efficient way that's disrupting the startups who are the disruptors.
that's right.
So if my portfolio companies don't move fast enough to adopt AI and rebuild themselves, they will be disrupted by new companies coming.
That's right.
And the exit value of these portfolio companies will be nothing. Like nobody will buy these
Zero.
companies
That's
because they
right.
will be the old companies. They
Exactly
they
right.
certainly they started 4 or 5 years ago, they're already old, right? Because they
Yep.
don't embed AI. So you have an inherent risk of your portfolio. Like how can you rebuild your tech stack and your strategy to adopt this fast enough that you don't get behind new companies that are coming and will be way faster than you and way more efficient. So that's a very interesting, point that we are, thinking about with some of our portfolio companies,
And how
and also
are
thinking about the.
sorry,
Sorry,
just on this point, how are your portfolio companies dealing with it? Are they um, I mean, the advantage of people who have customer relationships is that they see the problems, even the problems that can be solved by AI faster, because they have customer relationships, they have insights into those customer relationships. And one way to deal with it is put together a little professional services arm that understands AI and start kind of solving those problems and those use cases, and then productize those use cases within the context of the of your whatever company you are building. How are
Agreed,
your
agreed.
companies doing?
And also it's like, I think there's people inside the companies, the portfolio companies thinking about how we can adopt AI to make our business more efficient or more differentiated or more appealing to our customers. And again, what you mentioned is crucial. Like you're already inside the customer, you already established the customer relationship, you
Yeah.
already have their trust. So putting more things to work inside that customer to try to solve the same problem in more efficient ways will probably reduce potential churn and make it more sticky to the customers and not be disrupted by a newcomer. Uh, but I think, most of the companies will like to see people dedicated in thinking like how to better adopt these new AI tools and how to make them more efficient or productive. I
Yeah.
think that's a very clear challenge, right?
Yeah.
And the point I was making before about the venture capital business, it's even, I think, simpler than that. Is that, most of our business can be done by AI, right? So I still think, and I think that there's people that don't agree with that, but I still think that especially in the early stages, there's this people component of people meeting people, feeling other people, working with other people, establishing relationships. That for me is the base of early stage investing, right? More than the technical stuff, etc. So I still
The
think
relationship business.
people, yeah, exactly. So I still think people will be very, very important. Having said that, like all the analysis, all the competitive landscapes, all the market sizing, like investment memos, everything can be done by AI these days.
That's right.
It's not so great yet, and we are trying lots of stuff here. It will get great
Get
very, very
better.
soon, right?
Get better, yeah.
And we're using these tools internally. We're building on top of these tools internally. We're trying to leverage our process and become more efficient. And the leverage that this is giving us at Mindset is incredible. Like we are able to do now way more with way less time and effort and people dedication to analyze new industries, analyze trends, analyze competitiveness, analyze companies, etc. So it's really, really leveraging our work, but most of our work can be done by AI. So like,
Well,
I'm not sure how
let me let
VC
me
3.0 will be.
let me present a slightly different point of view about your business, because your business is kind of an extension of my business. I understand your business for a long time. Your business, the venture capital business, is about deal sourcing, deal
Yeah,
research, and then comes the crucial part. You have to win the deal. Maybe you can source the deal using AI. Maybe you can research the deal using AI, create your investment thesis, be convinced that you want to invest in the company. But then the point that where you have to win the deal, that is a human point. Investors have to build rapport with the entrepreneurs, for the entrepreneurs want to work with you.
I 100% agree, but I also think that competition, because if everybody is having able to source or to map the same deals more or less, because information is so spread out, so easy to access,
Yeah.
competition for these deals will increase, right?
Incredibly so. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Winning, whether you can win the deal or not, is going to determine whether you can be. It's already the case, right?
it's already the case. It will just get worse.
Yeah, the best deals have always been so competitive and so, such a valuation fest. Um, it's the people who actually have done really well in venture capital under the radar are the ones who have been able to make contrarian bets. You know,
Agreed.
invest in deals that not everybody is going off on a feeding frenzy on, and made those businesses successful. Those are the ones who have really done well in venture capital. And I think that still remains true. If all the signals are available publicly that AI can pick up, those deals are going to be too competitive.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. And it comes back to the personal point slash relationship, that especially in the early stage, right? It's
Yes.
it's about that at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay, well, Daniel, thank you for coming back. We'll keep in touch. And,
Oh, thank you so much.
I
It was an
always
amazing
bring
conversation. I
people
loved
back
your
to catch up.
provocations.
Yeah. Okay. Well, talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Folks, we're going to switch gears to the entrepreneur pitch session. Remember, this is a safe working session. This is not Shark Tank. I'm not trying to entertain millions of viewers. We're trying to work. So we're just going to focus on your business. If you disagree with what I'm saying, that's up to you. You know, it's your venture. It's your prerogative to do whatever you want with your business. We're going to start with Naren. Naren, please unmute your line and let's get going with
Yeah.
time back.
Hi. Yeah. It's time bank. Like, I hope you can see my video, right? Like, you can able to
Not
hear me
video, I can
properly.
see your slides.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Time Bank is a personal companion with super intelligence, which lives inside your time only. So the majority of inefficiency where it is coming from is when a product or when a system doesn't have much of a data about a consumer or a business. So time is the ultimate data source in terms of people's life. So in Time Bank, we created a product which auto tracks the time and stores in a secured format and use AI to leverage to get insightful reports in brain performance, mental insights, emotional insights, and much more in future. So yeah, and we can go to next slide about the problems we can see. Yeah. So the need of why time bank is actually needed. So the major issues right now is that the life clarity about in youth generation in multiple aspect of life, humans are evolving towards IQ more, and there are other aspects which is missing yet, like many more other intelligent aspect like emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and this caused us many things which we don't know actually. But there are few research has done physically which we can see that there are few examples that humans are going to look just like this in next few decades. And Average Gen Z screen time is around 7.2 hours per day. This is not productive, totally unproductive screen time average per day. Then attention span of as a modern human being is less than a goldfish, which is around 8 seconds. So we are a time management and time tracking platform, but not exactly like the others. We don't give any manual inputs or something. So right now, time management is totally a time consuming object, which is when you try to manage, you are trying to manage your entire life, right? So there is a complexity which is coming throughout the journey of time tracking and time management. So when you manage your life. And another thing is in current market, time is mistaken as just a productivity method or a tool where you plan your time well and you get most productivity out of it. But you are, as a human, we forgot that time is the greatest innovation that humans have ever created a concept. And with time only, we have defined the distance of light years between galaxies and everything. With time only, we have defined the quantum science. And
Naren,
time
I'm
has the, yeah,
gonna interrupt you. You've
yeah,
stopped 3 minutes already, and I have no idea what you're doing. That is a very bad
okay,
pitch. You have to grab my
okay,
attention and everybody else's attention within that time. And you need to
okay,
be able to summarize what you do and not ramble like this. You're rambling, and that's not
okay,
cool. So
okay.
tell me what you do in 30 seconds. Tell me what you do. What is the product? Is it an app that does something? What does it do?
It's a mobile app which auto tracks your time, both digital and physical time, the persons that you meet, the places that you go, and secures in a end-to-end encrypted way where AI and you can able to access it and get a insightful reports out of it. In terms of brainwave performance and emotional insights and real-time intelligence tracking, and these things are along the way. So we auto track the time, we store it in a brainwave integrated data, and then we generate reports out of it, and there is no manual input here, everything is automatically happening.
And if you look at the current smartphone, some of this is already available. there is quite a lot of tracking going on of various things. You know, the 10,000 steps is a very popular one, and screen time. My phone constantly gives me screen time and all of that. So,
Yeah.
so what is so special about what you're trying to do, and why do you think people are going to use it?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you go back to like 2 slides back? 2 slides back. Yeah, here. So when you compare our product with the existing one, the 80% of the modern tools tracks only the digital time where you spend, like screen time or any meeting or anything. But what happens with the physical meetings, like where you go and where you meet a people and in-person meetings as well. So that's where we have a auto tracking mechanism which tracks both physical and digital time at the same go, and
Yeah,
then
but
it
you're
stores in
assuming you're assuming that the phone is on and the phone is able to do all that. But you know, when I'm meeting with somebody, I don't necessarily have the phone on.
yeah, like it is working based upon Bluetooth and GPS only, and then it catch the detection of the peer user, and then it runs a reasoning through AI and store it in a database.
But in sleep mode, it can do that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it can run in the back. It won't interrupt you, but it can do in the back end and store in the like detected events.
okay.
So it works on Bluetooth. It doesn't work on internet. So that's even if it is an offline, we can able to do that.
What do you mean
Uh,
it works
uh,
on Bluetooth? What are we talking about? Bluetooth connecting to what? The
so
phone's
BLE
Bluetooth connecting to
proximity.
what?
Sorry, I missed your voice there.
Well, Bluetooth connects from the phone to something else, right? The two
No,
devices
no,
are
no, no, no,
connected.
no.
No.
No, no, no. So what happens is when you install an app, your Bluetooth will be your Bluetooth beacon ID inside your device will be connected to this profile. So basically, we use Bluetooth proximity to detect the in-person events with any of your peer members, and
Okay.
we detect that, and then we reason it with the location GPS, and we use
Okay.
AI
All right.
multi-layer filtering.
I got it. So you have some sort of a sophisticated way of managing, analyzing time, how a human being is spending time. So who's looking for this? Are people looking for
So
it?
yeah, so the most health conscious people, and also those who seek life improvement and better time clarity, and our goal is to make people live to the fullest of quality of life. So right now the go-to-market strategy that we are proposing is that we are partnering up with colleges to track students' brain performance and their emotional insights, auto track. And we are already in talk with four to five colleges in Gujarat, and also we are talking with Indian government, national education policy maker in PDPU, and these are my teammates. I have been working in UI UX product designing for last 5 years and worked in multiple industries, 9+ industries, and on top players like G20, Tata. I have created a enterprise level softwares for them, and
Okay, that doesn't
our
matter. Hold on, hold on.
yeah.
See, I have a limited amount of time to give you something that you can do something with. So let's focus on how is this going to get to market. Do you have a product already?
Yeah, we are building. Our MVP is already getting built. We are on the development phase.
Because this is not something that you would be able to validate any other way than getting it out in the hands of people and see whether they use it
Yeah,
or not. So
yeah,
I guess my big concern in this is how are you going to bootstrap it? Because the problem with B2C products is that investors want to see millions of users before they're going to give you money.
okay,
And that always puts B2C founders in a chicken and egg, in that how do you get to millions of users without any
yeah.
money? So
So
what is your bootstrapping
so
strategy?
So my strategy here is like it won't just be a B2C. So the target audience is obviously we have a B2C consumers as well, but we are also approaching colleges, right? For
So the colleges are
student.
going to pay for this? Colleges are actually going to pay for this?
No, student actually have to pay for yearly fee in order to use
That is
this.
a B2C. That is not a B2B. That is a B2C. You can use the colleges to market, but it's still a B2C product.
We are partnering with colleges itself and trying to implement this system for them in order to get a better management and smarter ecosystem inside the college. So we are going in a B2C only, but through partnering with colleges. So there is already many act for this for student mental wellness for tracking and implementing a tech tool to track student mental wellness in terms of health.
And what do you need help with?
So actually, I'm seeking fund for pre-seed fund around $5,000, five lakh dollars for in a two stage. One is to develop the complete product, and another is to launch it
This is not a
with
fundable
marketing.
situation. This is not a fundable situation. Nobody is going to fund this right now, given this situation. You have to, that's why I
Okay.
asked you the question I asked you is that what is your bootstrapping strategy? If you do not have a bootstrapping strategy, this company is not going to go because no investor is going to touch it until you show validation that millions of people are using this product.
Okay. So I'm totally agree with your point. I had the same feedback with many other investors as well. So that's why I'm already building on my own and also partnering with colleges on my own and going in that strategy only.
If you can get millions of people through the college strategy to start using it and you show a certain financial traction, then you may be able to raise financing, but not at this stage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks.
So be very mindful about your bootstrapping strategy.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
1 million by 1 million, you've heard this probably in my writings and speeches and everything. We are very much a believer in bootstrap first, raise money later. Most ventures are not fundable without a significant amount of bootstrapping first and validation and traction. So it's always actually better to do bootstrap first, raise money later.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you for the feedback, actually.
Sure. I'll take more questions after I'm done with the 3 pitches and we can have more discussion. Vara, you're up next. Could you please unmute your line?
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Good morning, Sramana and Daniel, Marine. Thanks for having me here.
Go ahead. Let's hear what
Okay.
vNFTy.
Yeah,
That
it is
it?
vNFTy. Yeah.
vNFTy.
We can call this vNFT.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So my name is Vara Prasad Satti. You can call me Vara Satti or Vara. And I'm the founder of vNFTy, which is a next-gen NFT marketplace, totally decentralized and working on whole level of utility and also real-world value. We are building a futuristic NFT marketplace that solves the biggest crisis in the NFT marketplace, which is real value and utility. So for that, through vNFTy, we can attach the real value into the NFTs in the way programmatically embedded tokens into the NFTs. So let's be honest, like most of the NFTs today are just digital assets. They don't have any value, speculative value only. So when there is a hype, there will be going up to some max value. Then after that, it will be totally zero value. Nobody's going to care about those anymore. But the prices are coming out of thin air. Like when you see some NFT on the even Twitter or otherwise any other social media marketplaces, you can see they are saying about this NFT is $1 million. Do you really think they have that much value? No. This is all coming out of thin air. It is all talking about hype and dump and hype, pump and dump strategies. So with vNFTy, we are going to remove those situations and totally make it valuable. The NFTs are going to be totally tangible, having tangible and also extractable value through this marketplace. So we are also often working with investors and also artists, some of the previous artists. So they said about these things like in the real world, preferences that we have, went out there, interviewed some people. And the solution is what we are providing is the value is the main problem. So that's what we are actually changing with vNFT. Our platform allows creators to embed ERC20 tokens directly into NFTs during minting and also even on resale. This means every NFT carries real value, which is a redeemable value and also backed by cryptocurrency itself. Imagine just like owning an NFT that contains 1,000 USDC or otherwise some, let's say in USD, let's make 500 USD dollars or something like that. So you can sell it. If you cannot sell it, you can.
I got it. So you have an
extract the value.
NFT marketplace. What is the situation? Is it a concept stage or is it a business that you've started already? What is going on?
Yeah. So I myself a software developer, UI developer, and I took the opportunity to build the whole MVP. It is in the working stage. 85% of it is done, Shramana.
Right, but as I just told Naren, that you can't raise money without some validation of whether this is working or not. So MVP is not a fundable situation. You have to start getting business going. So you have to, choose some kind of an NFT, whether it's art or, whatever that thing that you can actually get some inventory and some marketplace activity going, buyers and sellers going. So pick one of the categories of NFTs and start building the buyers and sellers starting to transact on your platform.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback. But yeah, we are already in the process. So the marketplace is totally functional. So we are coming up with some Genesis collections and also our token launch soon. So
how
that's
many
where we are.
How many people are transacting on that marketplace?
Oh, the marketplace is currently on the testnet phase. So people are testing it. They are feeling really valuable for sure because the current crisis.
How many people?
I can say monthly I'm seeing 100 people by a referral from social media and also my referrals directly from interactions with the previous artists.
And is there transactions?
These are potential artists actually.
Are there transactions happening?
Yeah, these transactions are on the testnet, so they're not containing any much value. These are only for the testing how this is going to be working.
So keep going. Don't assume that you're going to be able to raise financing anytime soon. This is not a financeable situation. Okay. So you have to bootstrap your way to significant validation, significant activity and transactions and so forth. So what is your business model? How do you're going to take commissions out of these transactions, right?
Yes, we do.
And is
on
that
the NFT sales?
Is that going to be real money or is it going to be crypto, or how are you going to take that money? Because you're going to need cash to build this business.
Yeah, it's going to be crypto. We have 4 set of business model, which is one is, as everybody knows, it's fee on all the sales. The second one is we have a system that is built into the NFT marketplace. So we are not going to be working on ourselves only. We can also give a hand to other cryptocurrency owners to let them come here, work with us for their growth.
My point is very simple. You need liquid crypto with which you can run your business. You need cash. If you're working in India, you need Indian rupees with which to pay people and build this business.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, I think, again, have a bootstrapping strategy and keep building and validating your thesis and make sure that you have liquidity available to be able to, pay your bills. Because in India, I don't think people are going to take payment in crypto.
Oh, this is going to be decentralized. It's going to be running on the whole world, not only India.
That's not the point. The point is if your team is in India, right?
Yeah,
Then
these
are
are
they
from
going to
India.
take their salaries in crypto? I doubt it very much.
These are very close friends of mine and also tech professionals. So yeah, it's going to be, they're going to take the equity, not the salary. For the
That's
time
not
being.
going to scale. That's not going to scale for the time being, yes, but in the long run, that's not going to scale. In the long run, you're going to still need working capital with which to build a business. And that cannot be crypto. It has to be cash. So keep bootstrapping is my net, net of it is keep bootstrapping because you're not ready for financing.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. I'll be working on those.
Sure. Sabyasachi Chandra,
Namaste, Modi.
do you want to turn your video
Hello,
on?
everyone. No, actually, I'm not at the place to turn the video on.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. You can just talk through the... Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Sabyasachi. Well, I'm going to keep my business Brevon to all of you. Can you turn the side to next slide?
I can't hear you. Your voice is coming garbled.
Is it good now?
It's better.
Okay. Okay, so you can turn the slide to the next slide, so it will be better for me to properly understand.
Now I cannot hear you again. You're mumbling and it's kind of like somehow in the background, something you're doing weird, which is not coming, the voice is not coming through.
I'm very sorry about that. Actually, I'm outside of my room.
Maybe we shouldn't try to do this. It's going to be a very low quality experience.
Just wait for a moment. Hello. Yeah,
Yes.
is it good now?
It's a bit better, I think, but we have to go ahead, try. Let's see.
Okay. Can you just turn the slide to the next slide so it will be better for me to understand?
Can you talk slowly? I don't know what's happening, but I am unable to follow you. I don't understand anything you're saying.
Ma'am, can you please turn the slide to the next so I can see your proper understanding? Okay. So there are two things in the world which people are trying to pay for. One is experience and second one is convenience.
You are absolutely incomprehensible. I don't know what you're doing on your end. I am not able to understand a word of what you're saying.
I'm really sorry about that.
If you talk really slowly, I may be able to understand, but if you talk at your normal space, I don't think we can do this session right now. So
I'll try. I'll try to voice my down slow down slower.
Okay, try it. So you have a case study. I'll try to do it off your slides. You have an example of somebody who's trying to build a small business. And what are you trying? You're trying to do business process outsourcing for this customer? Is that what your game plan is? Okay.
Right. So I'll just tell you more briefly than what I prepared for. So there are 38 million small and medium enterprises across India, right?
Yeah.
And there are no proper, business process outsourcing mediator, which can, facilitate the requirements that these small and medium enterprises might have. I got this particular problem from a cafe that I was sitting beside your founder, who was actually pretty much frustrated with the daily day-to-day tasks of his company. Okay. And the problem he was facing is, the in-office works of HR, maybe, like the overall IT processes. So I just gone to him and asked
So
about
hang on.
what exactly is happening with this. Okay.
Sabyasachi, just a second.
Sure.
Can you instead of talking in terms of the entire BPO market, it doesn't matter as far as you're concerned. You're talking entire BPO market. Indian BPO market mostly caters to the foreign companies.
True.
There is very little BPO that is domestic BPO because of the margins. So,
Right.
so what BPO you want to cater to, your differentiation is you want to cater to BPO, to small business customers. Let's say there are 40 million of those in India. But
Right.
what business process do you want to outsource for them?
Well, we have not limited our solutions that we want to offer to the businesses out there. What I mean by this is that, let's say any business facing any kind of problem related to their HR, maybe related to the IT, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit with the founders, or my team is going to sit with the founders and understand what is exactly the problem they're facing in their particular organization, right? And basically,
That's not going to
as I
scale.
told you, that
That
we
is
are.
not how you build a, that is not how you build a scalable business. You should, if you look at the BPO industry, the BPO industry
Yeah.
has become so big because
uh,
it works on cookie cutter, highly repeatable services. So
right.
it's not like you become McKinsey for every small business out there in India. McKinsey can go in and look at problems and design solutions because they work for large enterprises and they get paid millions of dollars. In the
True that.
Indian BPO, catering to Indian small businesses, a BPO business cannot operate like McKinsey. You're going to get paid very little. The amount of money that these small businesses are going to pay you is going to be minuscule. So you better figure out how to deliver value in a completely cookie cutter way to these businesses and still be a profitable business. And you need to be able
If I
to
can,
sell this. Just
ma'am,
a
if I
second.
can,
Can I
sorry
just
about that.
finish my train of thought?
Sorry about that.
The
Sorry.
other place where Indian businesses that are trying to sell to small businesses are
Right.
having a really hard time is that the sales cycles are very long and these customers expect very high touch selling, which makes the whole thing completely unprofitable. So
Right.
this is why if you look at the Indian venture capitalists, they don't like to invest in technology companies that are selling to Indian small businesses at all.
Okay.
So now, based on what I said,
Mhm.
I would like to know,
Ma'am,
I don't care that India has 63 million
right.
small businesses, and you should not care
Right.
either. You need to figure
Okay.
out a segment of this to whom
Mhm.
you can sell something that is highly repeatable, completely cookie cutter, and
Right.
you can acquire customers profitably and quickly with a very short sales cycle. That's the business that you
Right.
need to build. What you have pitched here is not a business that you can build.
Okay. And can I add one more thing to this
Yes,
particular point?
go ahead.
Right. So my job is to, assure the quality that the business owners are looking forward to. My job is to not provide the services, right? My job is to give them being a facilitator or being a mediator to mediate the connection between the service provider and the business owner.
So
As I
you're
call
trying
this a
to you're trying to build a marketplace.
well, not a marketplace, but more of a marketplace. But you know, founders generally don't have the time to make sure to analyze all the quality and the quality of the service providers. They outsource their
Yeah, but
processes to, right?
you cannot do that generically.
Yeah, but true, ma'am. But the thing that I'm trying to do is that the business owners who are actually outsource their services to the service provider who delivers the cookie cutter result to them. My job is to make sure the quality remains the actual that
Yeah,
was
but
being
the
promised to on the
definition
time
of
of.
quality, the definition of quality varies from business process to business process. What is quality in advertising, or what is quality uh, in factories? What is quality? Quality is a very different concept from business process to business process. What you're pitching here is a very generic 30,000 foot
Okay.
concept around which you will not succeed in building any business. That is my conclusion based listening to you. So take this feedback very seriously, think about it, and try to boil it down. Even if it's quality, even if your pitch is that, okay, I am going to help you manage such and such service providers and manage their quality. You have to pick one business process and pitch the quality assurance of that business process. So use that framework.
Sorry about that.
So use that framework to define what is your positioning, what is the business that you're trying to build. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but ma'am, the clients, the early clients that we have are like we are actually generating some early traction, and we have started our business, like it's been like 6 months now. We have started our business, and we have already generated like around 18 lakh of in revenue within 6 months of our operations, right? And all the clients that we have served till date, they're actually really, very happy with the quality they have got from us, rather than outsourcing directly to the service provider itself.
And what business process have you done? So that is good indicator of what business process you can then scale. I'm sure you're not doing 50 business processes for these customers. You're doing 1 or 2 business processes.
Right.
So whatever business
varies,
processes you're getting traction around, try to turn that into something cookie cutter that can be sold. Look at your sales cycle. How much to generate 18 lakhs of revenue? How many customers do you have? What is the sales cycle? How what is the profitability of your business? Those are the things that you need to understand to be able to build something scalable. So, but it's good that you have 18 lakhs of revenue. So that means that you have some signals from the market around which you can build, the direction of this business. Okay.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience about the background.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We deal with all these things. We work around the globe, so we have all kinds of technical glitches from people. So folks, I'm going to spend some time explaining to you how to use 1Mby1M. By all of you whom I'm advising that you have to bootstrap, or you have to, really sharpen your positioning and your go-to-market strategy, all of you are welcome to 1Mby1M. We don't care whether you're fundable or not yet. We will work with you, we will advise you, we will steer you towards, either fundability or sustainability. Sustainability is you build a profitable business and you can go on and grow and build your business. And along the way, if it makes sense to raise money, we can help you raise money, but you have to have the goods with which to go out and raise money. That is how 1Mby1M works. So you can join 1Mby1M as early as you want, with whatever set of problems that you want to work with, and we are fine with working with you on those problems. So everything is at 1Mby1M.com, except the AI mentor is where Maureen has given you the link to. That's on Delphi, but you can access it from the website as well. So you can also start working with the AI mentor if you like. The premium program is our full acceleration program. You get mentoring sessions like this on a weekly basis. That's the strategy consulting, mentoring, coaching, whatever you call it. But that's where you get project-based guidance. Investor introductions are also through the premium program. We have an actionable curriculum. There's a lot of things that you're going to need to learn, and the curriculum is a very good way to learn those. And it's a case study based curriculum. You have video lectures and case studies. So premium program is $1,000 a year, renewable. You can stay in the premium program and use it as long as you want to. Basic is $99 a month, curriculum only. If you're trying to just access the curriculum, basic is a fine place to start. So go to the website, study what to expect from premium, what to expect from basic. One-on-one consulting is available. It is very expensive. It's $1,000 an hour. And then these free roundtables, those of you who are just listening today and have not pitched yet at one of these roundtables, you can book a slot to pitch at one of the upcoming roundtables. We have 3 in November, 3 in December. If you have questions about the program and you're considering joining premium or basic or whatever, Irina Patterson is your contact. She's on our team, Irina at 1Mby1M.com. You can also talk to her on WhatsApp or whatever. I can take more questions now. So if you have questions now, I can answer those questions before we adjourn. After the session, you have to contact Irina. Yes? Anybody? Rocky wants to talk. Rocky, Maureen, why don't you put Rocky in the panel so that he can talk through the computer? Rocky, you are on the call, so you can unmute and talk. You can also turn your video on if you like. Rocky, unmute your line. Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. And can you see me now?
Not yet. Now I can see you. Yes.
Okay.
Where are you dialing from?
Austin.
Austin. Okay. Tell me.
Okay. Thank you for your time. This was very helpful. What is the key difference between the free sessions and the premium sessions, the ones that are conducted among smaller groups, in terms of discussions, topics? If you can just give me a little bit of a guidance.
The format that you saw is exactly the format of the premium. You can come and talk to me. You can ask me questions. We can go over your slides. We can iterate on your slides. We can iterate on your strategy. You know, we can work on any aspect of your business strategy. The free, you can only pitch once. You cannot keep coming back to the free.
Yeah.
You can come and listen in the free, but you will not have a chance to talk to me in terms of your business strategy and in the free every time.
Fair enough. May I ask another question?
Of course.
Okay. Apart from you mentoring, are there any other kind of discussions that actually happen between among the entrepreneurs, wherein they also exchange ideas in the paid sessions?
No. You will meet people in the free you can meet people in the free sessions and in the premium sessions, and you can make connections and you can exchange contacts and you can take that relationship offline and have any kind of discussions you like.
Got it.
So you can network and
you.
you can, if there's like, for example, if the public chat is on all the time, right? You can come in and you can ask within the group, you can ask like, is there anybody who can, who wants to discuss something like this? Your network, you can freely network as much as you want.
I got it. Just to clarify, the reason I was asking was in school, when we were actually doing something like this, it was pretty much a similar set of people who were meeting every week.
You want your study group.
You want
your study group. Well,
I got it.
What you hear you get to participate in discussions about specific businesses. And if a business seems like something similar to what you are building, you can network with that person. And if he or she is willing to network with you and spend time in investing in that relationship, that's how networking happens offline as well, right? You go to a meetup, you meet somebody, you connect or not connect. If you connect and that relationship goes further, you can talk. In school also, the same thing happens, right? You don't talk to every single one of your classmates. You form your group and you work, operate within your group. That's how it works.
Got it. And last thing, is there any kind of industry that you typically do not advise on? I know startup.
There are. We only do information technology and information technology enabled services. So e-commerce is fine, cloud computing, AI, online education, digital health, prop tech, reg tech, all of those are fine, but those are all IT enabled services. What is not fine is biotech, for instance, life sciences, drug discovery, clinical trials. That's not our sweet spot at all. That follows a very different format of business building. Semiconductor, even though I have experience in semiconductor requires capital upfront. That is not something we do here necessarily. Climate tech requires a lot of upfront capital. We don't do those things.
Would government tech fall under your purview?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Sounds good.
We have companies that sell to the government. That's no problem.
Thank you so much.
As long as it's IT, as long as what you're selling to the government is IT, no problem.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Anybody else? Any other question? Even the ones who have been on the panel today pitching. If you have other questions, I'm happy to take it now. You're very welcome, Sabyasachi. All right, I don't see any other questions. I think I've answered everybody's question. Sabyasachi says, really appreciate the film. Disconnecting now due to unavoidable circumstances. I understand. Please reach out to me. Would love to share Shomana Didi's initiative, 1M1M, towards the startup community I have on LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, please do. Absolutely. Maureen, could you please make a note of Startup Fox, Sabyasachi's community, and help him promote 1M1M there? Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Sabyasachi. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. I will see you next time, and good luck. Make lots of progress in the meantime.